Oh shit, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing out there? This is Intergalactic Interviews, and this is episode 112. What the fuck? Oh shit, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that was a pretty loud one. C-Mart gives me the gas face. Sorry, brother. Didn't mean to yell in your ear like that, but I did want to let everyone know how excited I am for this show, because this show marks the end of an era, and that era might be humanity, because today is, as we're recording this, is the day before the general election of the United States. And as Canadians, everything is going to severely impact us. Clearly, that election may write our fate. It might be the end of the show, is what we're trying to say. So it's a good finale. We're pretty excited. I got everything ready to get DVR'd, PVR'd, TiVo'd, if you will. We're going to get this show going. But listen, before we do that, we should probably let you know about a great opportunity you can take advantage of right now. You can take advantage of this offer right now if you go to floathouse.ca. What is that website, Saavedra?
Floathouse.ca.
God damn, it's floathouse.ca. It's the best ever. If you are looking for the premier isolation tank experience in the Lower Mainland and now expanded to Alberta, you're probably going to want to check out floathouse.ca. Floathouse is, like I said, the premier isolation tank experience. You might be asking yourself, Saavedra, I know you're not, because you're so well aware, but maybe one might be asking themselves, Saavedra, and they'd ask you, this is how they'd ask you, Saavedra, what is a float tank? How can I take advantage of it?
Well, you could go to floathouse.ca and find out where your nearest floathouse location is, and just hop in a tank. Use our podcast promo code.
So you're such a sexy voice. Are you single? That's what the next question would be. You're such an entertaining guy. No. What can I say? You're such a good guy. Ladies and gentlemen, the real facts surrounding it, or what Saavedra's getting into, it's absolutely an amazing experience you can give yourself. It's like a spa for your mind. It's so beautiful. It's clean. It's refreshing. It lets you unlock the mysteries of the universe. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's so fucking good. You should try it out right now. Please use our podcast promo code IIPodcast. Michael, what is that code?
IIPodcast.
Oh shit, you get 20% off your next float. That is an awesome deal. It's a fucking steal. Guys, we're giving it away. It's amazing. You should probably just check it out. We're really happy with Floathouse, and we're very thankful they've been our sponsors for this many months and weeks. And actually, we're almost coming up on a year with Floathouse. Very exciting stuff. We think you should check it out. So go ahead and check out floathouse.ca. Thank you very much. All right, our guests this week. Before I get to them, I should let you know that our co-host to my right, always dependable, the reputable, the magnanimous Michael Saavedra, ladies and gentlemen.
How you doing?
Goodness.
How you doing?
Amazing. And to his immediate right on the boards, as always, we have Chris Martin, C-Mart. Such an amazing guy. We love him. So talented, so patient. Oh, yes. Look at that. Garnering claps.
Healthy smattering.
What a popular figure.
It's very polite.
Yeah, he is. And our guests today are friends of the show, returning guests to the show. We have wonderful 2 of the 5 members of both Skeeter and the Deets and Spree Killers. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Gtone and Fanni.
Oh, happy day. Happy day.
Oh, happy
Stoked
day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stoked. Always a good time.
This is exciting. So now I've had 2 of my 3 brothers on in the past 3 weeks. That's pretty rad. And this is pretty much just fam style. I like the fact that you guys are taking some time to come sit with me, with us actually, because you guys have been on the road like crazy recently. Gtone especially, all over the place. But you guys just got back off coast to coast tour. Let's talk about that real quick. What was the name of the album we were supporting? Okay, so this is all the time we have this week.
Before we left, we released a split 12-inch with a band out of Southern Ontario called Gag Order.
Yes.
Did we do this on this podcast? No, I think it was somewhere else.
I think the hesitation came from the fact that there's no real title to the album, just like there's no side to the album.
Yes.
There's no...
That was a knuckleball I threw at you. I'm terribly sorry.
It's just... It's a split 12-inch between Spree Killers and Gag Order.
A self-titled. That's how I've been.
It's not really titled. It's
there's no A-side,
there's no A-side,
B-side.
there's no B-side. It's just an album.
The album comes out of the top of the sleeve.
That's right.
So there's no right way to pull it out.
Was there a conversation?
It's always wrong.
Wait, really? There's no right way.
As long as you pull it out is really the important. There's no wrong way to pull it out as long as you pull it out.
That's really funny. I was wondering if there was like a coin toss to see who was side A and side B, but I guess
we negated by simply saying, you know what, we don't need these boundaries. You
Yeah,
don't have to
we
abide by your
advertise
rules.
as the Spree Killers Gag Order split, and I'm sure Gag Order advertises as the Gag Order Spree Killers split.
Of course.
I've actually seen Spree Killers - Gag Order written down enough times now that we've done this, and it's been on posters for shows and whatnot, that I think we should
call
just
it the
name
Gag
our
Order.
next
Gag
album
Order.
Yeah.
Or
Gag Order. Like Spree Killers album, Gag Order.
This is your second vinyl release, right? The first one being 7 inches of blood.
7 bloody
second,
inches.
7 bloody inches.
True story.
Yes.
Like a steel trap, I got all this information
Yep.
locked
Don't
in
need
my
notes.
head.
Who needs
Nope.
notes?
DIY ourselves.
That's right. Released via Kick Rocks Records.
Yep.
Let me ask you guys a little bit right now about tour. You guys went coast to coast. This time you guys
We just went to Montreal this time.
Yep, Montreal and
Vancouver
back.
to Montreal and back.
Let's be honest here. Everyone in Vancouver considers that pretty fucking east. That's
The year before was coast to coast.
That was like
when we did
Scotia.
Halifax
Oh,
and
yeah.
back.
People have
Yeah.
asked me if I had lobster in Kenora, which is
Hilarious.
so far from the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's,
you're like, yeah, like
it's
I mean,
the furthest
People from the
East Coast.
actual
Yeah.
East Coast would be offended, but anybody
Yeah.
from like Alberta westward would be like, "No, that Montreal's
yeah.
East Coast."
You mean like from the grocery store? And then
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, I've definitely had lobster. yeah, yeah, that's
still
funny.
quite a trek into the Maritimes from Montreal. But
3/4? Like
Yeah.
3/4, something like that. 2/3.
I think I'm going to do that next year. I want to do the Maritimes next year.
It's a pretty beautiful place. Yeah, I was in Halifax a couple years ago, and it's such a beautiful spot. It was the only place I felt as an adult that I was like, oh my god, this feels like home. And I was there like once. You know, it was very
It's very
weird
comfortable.
feeling.
We were
Yeah.
there last year,
Yep.
but we only had 3 dates. Next time I go out there, I'd love to do like 2 weeks. We got to get up into Prince Edward Island and
Newfoundland.
Got to cross the bridge, bud.
Yep.
I crossed the bridge with Cocaine Mustache this year. It was pretty good.
Fuck, you've been putting on crazy miles this year. You've driven
All the way around the continent.
like how many times though? Like you've done
A couple times.
Couple
in the last
times.
2 years, what was it? 102,000 kilometers in a year and a half.
What the fuck? It's so crazy. People complain about like 2 hours in the car. It was such the worst trip ever. They have no idea, right?
You know what?
No.
Calgary to Vancouver doesn't seem like anything anymore.
That's like a 12-hour trip.
Yeah, about 12 hours.
12 hours, right?
12 to 15,
Depending on the bus and the roads and
People are watching this in America and they're like, "That's fucked." Like, you know, because that's like a province.
Yeah.
Like people don't even understand like how big Canada is. It's
Absolutely.
so giant. It's
even the prairies. When we did our Spree Killers tour, traveling through the prairies was like nothing, and it always used to be so bad.
it's true.
But
Even
I
for
think I'm just
myself
starting to
with a
get
third.
used to. I'm
Yeah.
starting to get used to 21 in the 21 hours behind the wheel, which is bad.
you're crushing it. We had a really weird close call at Christmas. Gtone managed to not book any kind of driving tours or anything, and so we're on the tour bus and we're driving, and we're on Gtone's bus.
With a
and-
medicine hat.
Yeah, and it like that's nothing for a drive really, but it's
A little bit further to Calgary.
but yeah, it is further. Yeah. But what I'm getting at is at one point we had to stop because there was like snow clearing or something like that, and coincidentally, as we were sitting in line, this lineup is like a kilometer long of cars, maybe more, 2 kilometers long lineup of cars, and we're waiting for the pass to be reopened, and it's nighttime. It's like, you know, about 11, 12 at night something, and as we're sitting there in line, the snow is accumulating in front of the headlights, but like this lineup is like, we got to go. So once the cars go, there's not
The
a lot
sun
of
was
room.
going down was the problem.
Yeah, and so like as we're driving,
Slushy roads, and then we're sitting in line for about an hour waiting for them to clear this accident on one of the big passes, and all of a sudden the sun goes down and we have to go, and I can't see anything.
Oh, shit.
Because I've got like 2 inches of slush and mud on my
Yeah.
headlights.
and it's like all accumulating. So
But I
like-
can't just stop on the side of this treacherous pass.
So just to
So
set
I
this
made
up-
it through this. What
Yeah,
was it like? It
like-
had to have been about a 15-kilometer stretch or whatever. Finally found a spot to pull over and cleared the
Just
way.
to like set this extra up though,
back.
it's just myself and my fiance in the back, and like the way the bus is set up is like Gtone has like a fairly large TV and like computer. You can load movies up and watch them. There's like couch and like several couches, and so we're just like laid out. I'm just watching like Goodfellas or something. And I'm like, sweet, I'm just gonna watch Goodfellas, Casino, have a nap, we'll be there, no problem. And I like suddenly I noticed.
It's a solid plan.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I was like, oh, might throw a little Pride and Prejudice in there for Liz, maybe. I don't know. Like that's a solid 9 hours of film, right? Like there we go. So we ended up taking all this like information in, and as we're watching the film, something like just dawned on me that like we were in danger. I don't know what it was, but I ended up like waddling to the front, and I'm like, hey, you okay? You okay, brother? Can I get you a pop or something? Can I get you a water? And he's just white knuckling, just nose is like 3 inches from the windshield, and he's like, not now, brother. Not now, brother. I'm like, are you okay? Like, yeah, like, are you fine?
Just go sit down. Let me do this.
Yeah, he's like, I got this. Just don't. I was like, so that's
I've been told
crazy.
just on the bus several
Yeah.
times. I totally understand. Okay.
Liz,
I got this.
Liz woke up for a moment, and she's like, were you okay? I'm like, you should probably just go back to sleep.
We're all right.
You're probably not waking up anyways, so like you may as well just.
This might make you panic. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. But it was crazy. That's the only way to travel, though. And you guys have done it now several times in that bus. That bus is super dependable. Lots of miles on it. How many? 102,000 kilometers
In a year and a half.
18
I bought it
months.
with 72,000 miles, and I just broke like 135,000 miles or something.
God damn. That's awesome, though.
How often are you putting in work, like mechanic-wise, on that thing? Good question.
Yeah.
Luckily, never.
4
on tour.
alternators this year alone.
Oh, shit.
4 alternators.
4 alternators this year alone, but the last time I changed it was before this last Canadian tour, and we did a bunch of other electrical work to it, so now it's holding
All
up. So.
revamped.
Oh my god! Yeah, it was getting to the point where almost every time I go out, it's like an issue. But
Something,
yeah, we totally got to Montreal and back this time with no electrical problems. I think we
good.
sorted it out. Shout out to Jay in Coquitlam.
Jay from Coquitlam obviously does good work because 4 alternators in a year. That's like
Electrical
Man.
problems. Obviously, you got a problem, bud.
Jeez.
I was like, I think there's a problem. You
Yeah.
want to sort this out?
Yeah.
I don't think it's supposed to
The
do
worst
this.
one was I was going down to get the freeze, and I left Vancouver with Mikey Jack, and we get down to the border,
band.
45 minutes out of town. All of a
band
sudden,
The Freeze.
The
Sorry, people
yeah.
that don't know. Yeah, the band,
band,
The Freeze. The veteran punk band.
We get down to the border, and all of a sudden the bus just stops in the lineup. Oh, I'm in the wrong lineup. I was following all the signs that said buses this way. I'm like, I'm a bus. Just followed the buses. So all of a sudden I'm in like the commercial lane.
Oh no.
And the bus is breaking down.
Oh, no.
What a stressful moment, right? So I like jump out. I run to there's a kid behind me in this big diesel truck. I'm like, buddy, can you give me a boost? I just died in the lineup. And they're waving me like they're standing there waving me out. I'm like, I can't. Like I'm okay. So I deal with it. He pulls up. We boost it. I get it up to the window, and I'm like, my battery just died. I'm sorry. They're like, okay, where's all your paperwork? I'm like, here's my. Mikey and I had passports. That's about it. And she's like, where's your like manifest and all that? I'm like,
God.
I have no idea.
Cargo manifest.
I think I'm in the wrong line. She's like, oh yeah, you're not a commercial vehicle. No, private vehicle. This is an RV. She's like, yeah, you're in the wrong line. I said, I followed all the bus signs.
It's already so touching.
I'm a bus. And the bus is ready to die again because the alternator's not making power. I'm like, we gotta sort this out. Like,
Something's gotta happen
something's
here.
gotta happen here. So she calls the manager in, and the manager has to like look at. He's like, oh yeah, you got in the wrong line, and they're okay, they're fine. So they let us through.
Send them to Bangor, Maine. Fuck it.
We the storage locker that we were going for was literally like 3 blocks from the border. So we
Suspect
get
as
out.
fuck.
And like,
So suspect.
So
Where are you going?
shady.
We're
Trying
just
to-
crossing the border, bud.
we're trying to find this storage locker. We're in a roundabout. The lights are dying now, right? I've not got no power. It's oh my god. We fucking literally roll into this enclave, and he says, "Oh my god, that's the storage locker over there," but the bus is dead. So we go to like one of the people in the area. Can we get a jump from you? Yes. He comes over, gives us a jump. We get a jump. Okay. Now we get it into the storage area, and it dies again there. I'm like, I need a little bit of help. She gives me a booster pack. I'm like, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
I might need a tow truck. So we call the local Napa guys.
She just gave you a Band-Aid for like your arm cut off.
Yeah.
You're like, that's
I'm
not
like,
going to work.
This is not going to work.
Appreciate the notion. That's not going to help.
So, long story short, I end up going to this alternator cost me $500 American.
How did that cost that much money?
They obviously took the Canadian for a ride, and they weren't going to release. They weren't going to release my vehicle. Yeah, it was like $180 for the alternator and like $300 labor.
That's why that supervisor was like, this
So
way.
you know what? That's like $800 Canadian. So now I paid $800 Canadian for an alternator.
That's gross.
Yeah.
And then it
it didn't fix the problem because when I got back from the freeze tour, I fried it.
And then it failed.
So that's just a short story of my life in the bus this year.
Just having a good time.
But I think we're okay now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, but you're not highlighting all the like. Are we okay, bud? Everything gonna be okay? Everything okay, bud?
The bright spot of that is that it's never been a problem on tour when we've been on tour. We've been lucky.
We have been lucky.
We've been really lucky.
We have been lucky.
We've had no bus issues.
Maybe Gtone puts the most effort into those tours. Oh shit, ladies and gentlemen, it's out.
The most love and effort.
The most love and effort. There you go. That's why there's no flats. There's no.
Although I really love and put effort into every other tour that.
See,
that
there you
I've
go.
done.
There you go. That was a nice little setup for you. That's okay. Let me ask you.
You're welcome. That's all right.
You're welcome.
Maybe not a well-known fact, but pretty common knowledge around the scene is that the lineup for the Spree Killers that we've been talking about is the actual same lineup for Skeeter and the Deets, swapping out a few instrument places and roles within that dynamic, but pretty much the same lineup, right?
Same lineup, just different. Everybody like switches.
Slightly
off.
different configuration.
We should
Definitely
actually
different music.
highlight the fact that I think last time I had you guys in the show, you guys had a different drummer, like for both bands.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
That's right?
Yeah.
New drummer.
Tour last year was with the drummer, and we went through a lineup change.
New drummer,
Rodney Riot. Rodney
Yeah.
Riot. Yeah.
He's a nice fella.
He's fantastic.
I like him.
Fantastic.
He's a nice fella.
Super stoked to have Rodney on board.
Talented
He
guy.
seems like all in, like
Yeah.
he's bought right in, which
Totally.
which I think is amazing.
He just put together a little mini kit for Skeeter
Yeah,
and the
he's
Deets
been
and
buying hardware. He's got a
brushes.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well,
Literally, he's got a spare floor tom that he doesn't use in his regular setup, but he went and bought a hardware kit that transforms it into a kick drum.
What?
yeah.
Is this possible, Saavedra?
It's pretty rad. It's
The fuck you asking me? Sure, I guess so. He's telling me about it.
He's doing it.
The kit like raises the kick drum off the floor about this high, so that your kick pedal hits it in the center of the skin.
Oh, I hear you.
So it looks gnarly. It's awesome.
Doesn't have
It's
quite
always
the-
awesome.
He's got two separate kits essentially. So he's got his Skeeter
Yeah.
kit and his killer kit.
Which is beautiful. I like that. That's really cool. I like when artists, musicians are like just so bought into something. Like, you see side projects all the time nowadays. It's more and more of a common occurrence between like main project, main focus, side project. But I love this dynamic between Skeeter and the Deets and Spree Killers because you guys have like obviously the same lineup, but you're playing this entirely different genre. So like
Total dichotomy.
like this East Van murder punk that Spree Killers is like this. I mean, I love it. It's like thrash as fuck, speed, punk rock as fuck. I just love it. And then Skeeter and the Deets is like outlaw country, just so rad. Fucking, you guys have this like.
We did it to try and fill more dates on tour.
Was that
The punk
reasoning
band
behind
only
it?
goes so far with venues and places we can
The whole-
book.
the whole thing was born in your
In
aunt's
Kenora, yeah.
cabin in Kenora.
Well, Auntie Val's cabin out at Trout Lake.
Oh,
Yeah.
Val
We stayed
Hendrickson.
at a Trout Lake.
Val, yeah. Auntie Val's place out of Trout Lake
She's a
when we were
lovely-
out there last year on tour.
She's such a lovely lady.
She is.
I like her a lot.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the mosquitoes were so bad when we went out there last year. Like you could hear them bouncing off the vehicle as we pulled into the into the
Yeah.
property.
Like you had to like plug
And
your
then-
nose and close your eyes
Yeah.
and
Don't let
run
them touch
for the
you
door.
because they're just
You couldn't
absolutely
inhale.
thick,
You were just breathing in
ridiculous.
bugs.
They were ultra bad
Yeah.
last year. They weren't
was
nearly
not.
as bad this year.
They were not.
I don't even think I saw like 10 this year,
Did not have an issue this year.
whereas it was 1 billion last year.
That's because I'm working on it bigly.
So, so we stayed like the whole weekend out there, and we had to cover ourselves in bug spray, which obviously has DEET in it.
Right.
And when you're sitting outside and you're covered in DEET, these massive amounts of mosquitoes will still land on you, and the DEET in the bug spray affects them in weird ways.
What kind of ways?
It affects their nervous system and shit, so they're like twitching. They're so aggressive to get your blood that they get themselves in there, but then the fucking DEET starts.
It's like mustard gas
Yeah.
for mosquitoes.
It starts fucking them right up.
Totally.
So we're sitting around the
Trench
campfire
warfare.
like, oh my god, this mosquito's got a bad case of the DEETs, and we were like, oh my god, Skeeter and the Deets. It's the name of the fucking acoustic project.
Yeah, because
That's
while
awesome.
we're sitting in Kenora for a couple of days having downtime, we're also sitting around the living room playing acoustic music and just.
Nothing was
Just
organized at the time, so it was like,
entertaining
what Johnny
ourselves.
Cash songs do you know? I know 2 Johnny Cash
And
songs.
Gtone, where did the cello come from? Is it? There was a cello involved.
My cousin was taking it in high school, but he didn't play it much, but it was available.
G-
Just available.
Yeah, just
I was just
start
playing it
plucking
as
away
like
on
a stand-up
cello,
bass.
Yeah.
and then
I was
somebody's
playing
like
cello
grabs
like a
the
stand-up
guitar, and
bass.
then we start, and then some harmonies, and it was like, oh, this is
Oh my
actually
God,
pretty
we
cool.
need a side project.
Yeah, let's do
And
this.
it just, the name came like that.
That's so smart to like fill the dates like that, like to have this run of shows for Spree
You
Killers.
can't book the punk, you book the country.
You're
When you
pretty
can't book the
limited,
country,
like
you book the punk.
Sunday
We
to
totally-
Wednesday. You're pretty.
We did. Fanny couldn't be with us for the first week, so we did country shows from Vancouver to Toronto without her. Then she flew into Toronto. We picked her up, and we did a country show that night, and then we started doing Spree Killers shows all around Southern Ontario.
That's so rad.
With Gag Order and the Nasties.
Yeah, that was awesome. And actually, on that run, you guys opened up for SNFU.
We
Yeah,
did.
Aurelia.
Aurelia, which is
Ontario.
Ontario.
which is pretty
What's
cool
his name there?
because
Gordy Lightfoot from Aurelia, Ontario.
I'm familiar with old Gordy. He's a fantastic songwriter.
It was a
there.
great show.
Was a great show.
Really great show. Geneva Theater, really cool little venue.
The how do you say that? The wreck of the
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Gerald. There you go. Boom.
How many verses can you put in a song, bud?
Fucking 72 there. I think he's got 72 verses. Something. I think that was it.
fuck?
Was there another fight outside? One armed guy. Did you guys hear this story?
Saw it.
Did you see?
Saw
this
your
story?
clip.
Fanny, did you hear about this?
I don't think
You
I
didn't see the
did.
clip?
We had friend of the show, Quasi Thomas, on the show, sitting where you are, and during the show, this one-armed Asian guy gets like tackled, mugged, kind of thing behind you, like in the glass.
Oh, I totally did.
Yeah,
I totally did. It took me a
It
second,
was
but
virus.
yeah, no, I totally did.
It was virus. I mean,
Yeah.
viral.
it was virus. Yeah,
It was
virus.
It was virus. It was a virus.
Fucking
I'm pretty sure you were like, dude, you have to check this out. I was like, what?
virus.
Like, oh my god!
my God!
Yeah, that
But
was.
he got smoked. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he narrowly avoided like a Hyundai for by like an inch. Like check this out.
Running like he was running for his life.
Yeah, like he was embarrassed as fuck.
Like he was
First
not
of all,
supposed to be there doing that.
he tried to tackle a one-armed guy and got bested. Because the thing is,
Yeah.
he fell down behind the wall. We couldn't see what happened, and then just the one-armed guy gets up, and we're like, "What the fuck?"
The
Like,
guy with the one arm, his one arm is going to be way better than your 2 arms.
absolutely,
totally.
so
Guaranteed.
coordinated.
Right.
He had the daredevil effect on his one
Hyper
arm.
dexterity, like just
Dude, like the one-armed guy walked away like Luke Cage. He was like badass as fuck. He had no problems.
just fucking throws it down. Just
Yeah.
walks up.
Sing a single.
Yeah, he had no issues. Yeah, it was pretty fucked. Yeah, that's right. We have
Disrespect.
we've been since we've been here.
Dumbass.
We've been here since January or February, January, and so I mean that's like 11 months now, right? 11 months as of this show, and it's been awesome in here. We've definitely been very grateful to be in this room, but like I'll tell you, like day one we were all in here. It was like, wonder what kind of hijinks are gonna happen in this giant
That kind.
street bay window. Like
That kind, a one-armed guy winning a fight.
I can only
That's the
imagine.
kind of
I can only imagine.
To be fair, I thought there'd be more.
Yeah,
Like-
I thought like because people like to
all right.
people like to act out when they
Not
feel
quite
like.
as entertaining as you thought it was gonna be.
Well, there's like 2 types of people that walk by. There's 3 types. There's one that don't give a fuck, just keep walking, and then there's the people that stop and they just expressionless zombies that just stand there staring at you. It's
awkward.
like
You're making it weird.
Yeah.
Now you made it weird.
And so
Yeah.
either one of us will just like wave. You wave at them, and then they're like, "Oh, okay," and that's like,
You've released
Yeah.
them.
I'm here.
yeah, the
You've
acknowledgement.
released them from the hyperspace
Like,
they were stuck in
"Thank
by looking
you."
at you.
I mean, last week was super weird when that lady with her like Tim Hortons coffee just stood in the window
right.
and stared.
She
and
just
didn't
stared.
wave, just like looked.
Yeah.
And then we just
Even when you wave back.
like both of us were just like
It was
keep
weird.
peering up, and she was just there, like
And we're like talking.
Couple minutes.
We're like
Like,
trying
just-
to, it's a show. Like we got a
Just
show. to,
solidly
so-
like.
Yeah.
like,
Funny
what?
enough though, I've been thinking about that lady actually because it was so creepy. 'Cause she
I've
was
been
just.
thinking
Yeah,
about
I-
that
well,
lady.
'cause she was
I
just
thought about it a few times over the week because it's
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck?
It was weird because like it was like she was looking at us, but then I realized, you know what was weird about it is that's what people look like when they watch television.
Oh, this is okay.
That's it.
That's
This is
it.
one of
Television
several
face.
reasons
Yeah.
that I
Black
can't
Mirror. Like, she was
stand
just
movie
Black
theaters.
Mirror.
Oh,
Because you're sitting in a movie theater. A, you have to listen to somebody else chewing all over the
Black
place,
Mirror.
and your feet are stuck to the floor. But the creepiest part is when you, in the middle of the film, just look around at the full movie theater, and all it is just like 100 people just
Drooling.
Living Dead.
just staring like upward too, right? Because it's giant projections.
Yeah.
So they're just staring like blank
Alien-like.
and just like and just popcorn in the face and it's.
Speaking of which,
I
Grease
do
on the
not like going to
fingers.
movie theaters. It actually
Extra fucking butter
It's
on the
upsetting.
popcorn.
upsetting
is
experience.
that what you like to have?
Get some lime in the ginger ale. You know, when
That's
you
like
get to
$20
control.
to go to a movie.
Wait,
now.
You get to control the fucking.
No, it's even
the fountain.
more.
Is it?
Yeah, well, if you want the fancy little D-box
The
seats,
yo,
I don't even know what that is.
hold on.
Fancy
Gotta
little
have that.
D-box
Hold the
seat.
phone.
The D-box.
Hold the phone.
What's a
Fanny,
D-box?
Hold on.
the seats fucking move all over the place and all that shit. Yeah, yeah.
It's like a roller coaster.
Where does this happen? Not at the theaters I go to.
Well, where are you
neither.
going? You gotta stop
kind
going
of
to
theaters
What's
you going
the
to?
one down here?
Tinseltown.
stop going to Fox
Call it
Theater.
Village.
Scotiabank?
Oh well, whatever. The one down the road here. For
Around the
just
corner
like,
from
I know the one you're
Funky's?
talking about.
Tinseltown.
Yeah, Tinseltown.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That
The
Tinseltown?
first thing I said?
Never
the thing I
heard.
said the first
Never
time.
heard
Yeah.
of.
Well,
Never
I'll
heard
say
of it.
this: the first of all, the fact that Gtone said, "You know how you control the pop."
I said control the fountain.
Yeah, they control the fountain. You know, you could. I was like,
You know how you control a fountain?
it's a funny like verb to use for that. Like to control. It's mine. To control the fountain. I love that.
There's no middleman.
On
There's
the
no
week-
middleman. You just
There is no middleman.
dole it out.
Are you talking about,
As much as you want.
Like soda pop? Like you get to like
Sody pop,
go
yeah.
fill your own cup? There
Yeah.
isn't that.
At the theater.
But can't you do that?
Now
Like
it's like a
7-Eleven
digital
and
screen.
everywhere else on
Well,
Earth?
No.
The one he's talking about at that
These
because I
electronic motherfuckers where it's like it gives you a computer screen with all the options and you're like, I would like this one. And then it gives you like flavor options for
Yeah.
every fucking soda.
Yeah, like-
you can build
like
it's like a
Coca-Cola.
Build-A-Bear for sodas.
yeah, that's right. That's exactly it. Because Coca-Cola has
Build-A-Bear.
about
Sodas.
maybe 60, 40 something varieties of Coca-Cola.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, like you think vanilla Coke is as crazy as it gets, but no.
That's.
I get some lime.
There's
get
way
some,
more.
Get some sugary lime in
I
there.
was gonna
Cola.
say, like, how many more
Peach
ways
cola.
can we
Peach
get
cola.
2 weeks worth of sugar into a 30-second experience?
Yeah,
This
exactly.
many ways.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
at the theater. You're paying $50 to watch a movie. With
I'm
food.
not at the theater paying. This is the whole point.
30.
Like,
What was it?
I'm not doing that.
It's $13 per person.
Mm-hmm.
That's $36 just for two people to go and see a movie.
That's losing.
You might want to fucking
And
check
then-
that math right there.
Assuming
That's
popcorn is
$26.
No,
That's not.
popcorn.
And
that's
that's-
popcorn's another.
And that's also
Yeah,
fucking
you're right.
assuming that you're going on
You're
like
right.
a Tuesday on
Okay,
like
the
discount
wine added
matinee
$10.
movie.
Okay, the wine added $10.
This is also. We're also
another charge you're missing.
There was
Okay,
another
26 to get in, and then at least another 20 to share popcorn.
Okay. That's if you're some kind of fancy pants and you got money. You got popcorn money.
That's what I'm telling you.
Who's got
popcorn money at
I don't have movie theater money, let alone popcorn money.
Popcorn money.
You got to get the little package
I
there.
spend it
'Cause
all
then
on
you
rock
buy it,
salt
and then you
labs.
get the points to go to see a movie the next time.
Yeah.
You use your little
Oh,
card.
the
card.
scene
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, I don't have
They
one of
ask
those.
me every time we go, and I'm like,
You're too
Gotta
off.
have 'em, man.
You're way
Gotta
too
have 'em.
off the
What is
grid
it?
to have a scene card.
I go to the movies like once every 3
not a scene
years. I
starer,
definitely
man.
don't need one of those.
I'm not a scene streamer.
Fanny-
Revoke your punk membership when
If you have a scene
card.
Yeah,
they-
Nope, you're out.
They
Yeah,
do
just
revoke your punk
completely-
membership.
Oh, just a
that's-
second. It's
that's
behind my
the
shopper's
essence of punk
optimum
is doing
points.
what you
It's
wanna
like,
do,
get the
though.
fuck out of here.
That's true. This weekend,
If I want a scene card, I'll take a fucking scene card.
this past weekend, we watched separately, we went different days, but Saavedra and I both saw Doctor Strange this weekend, and it was badass. And that's what I thought. Did you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah,
Benedict
when Saturday night, it was
Cumberbatch.
fucking brilliant.
Nice.
D-box
Cumberbatch.
seats.
Benedict-
D-box seats. Gotta see it.
Batch or patch?
It's batch.
It's badge.
Yeah.
Benedict.
It's actually pronounced
Cumberbatch.
Benedict.
Benedict.
Cumberland
Cucumberbatch.
patch, like a cummerbund.
Cumberbund
but
patch.
but made of cucumbers. Benedict cucumberbund patch.
You know what I'm stoked for?
Alright.
I feel like that's not true.
No, it's
You
not.
know what I'm stoked
Seems
for?
super unlikely.
Not
You know what
true.
I'm
Not
stoked
even
for?
kind of
Nope.
true.
For the first time in a
calling
very long
bullshit.
time, I am stoked for Saturday Night Live this fucking weekend.
Yes.
Big time.
Dave Chappelle
Yeah.
and Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
Although a big,
I didn't think they could fucking do something like that.
speaking as of the hip hop contingent of the
Oh,
room,
here we go.
Here we go.
I'll just say this: no Fife dog, no Tribe in my heart. Fife, rest in peace.
Any interest in the new album? That's
Of course, I mean, as a lifelong Tribe Called
Right.
Quest
On the
fan,
record.
yeah.
of course, I guess if you guys have ever had the opportunity to watch Michael Rappaport's documentary called Beats, Rhymes, and Life, you
saw
would
it like 10 years ago.
You would see it was not released 10
Was it
years
part of
ago.
the beef? Was it part of the beef?
Was it on your brother's
compilation?
Netflix?
No.
That you watched it?
Was it on Netflix?
Was it part of the?
Can I rewatch that?
Was it part of the 2005 beef collection? Nope. It's its own thing. Was it? No. No, it was more like a standalone, is how I guess we would say that. But
Rappaport.
My man Q-Tip, I love that guy. I love his production, love his vocals, love his performances. But man, if he hasn't like walked himself into a weird corner politically, because it's equivalent in like say the rock scene, punk scene, whatever, if like you have like an Axl Rose kind of situation where like a guy who's like crazy talented, fucking dope, just kind of acted out too many times on his own bandmates too many times.
Yeah.
You know, and it took like someone
Talking
literally
about Q-Tip
dying.
or the other guy?
Q-Tip would be equivalent to this. Like he's not quite as
Q-Tip is the
bad.
Axl Rose of Tribe Called Quest. That's what
big
you're saying.
time, big time. It's not even close.
Okay.
I've never heard anyone say that ever.
Well, because you never
you're
maybe
gonna-
met an
I'm not
educated
I don't
opinion
follow
like me.
the.
Maybe
I don't
that's
follow
why.
the hippity hop.
I'm aware, but here you are excited for Saturday for some goddamn reason.
Because Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle. But he
I
curated this.
admittedly, as somebody that would not categorize themselves as a hip hop lover or follower, still love Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, they're dope.
It's like reminiscent
They're
of
one of those classics.
childhood
They're one of
for
those
me.
classics.
Totally, yeah.
They're hard to hate. They're
Yeah,
pretty hard to hate.
super
It's
hard to hate.
some of the easiest listening you can check out. It's like very easy listening. It's super dope, and I love it. And like, Q-Tip has produced some of my favorite songs of all time. So just as a producer, I have fucking unreal respect for this guy. Like his skill set is fucking like when I found out that he produced, he produced One Love with
Bobby Miley?
he used they used to call it stop play, like a play stop. So like with 4-track recorders back in the day, sampling and stuff like that, you would sample a piece of music. A lot of samplers only had like a certain amount of time you could sample. So in this case, he was literally using like 2 cassette decks and sample. He would sample, record the sample, then record that recorded sample 1, 2, 3, 4, and then record that recorded sample 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then record that recorded sample 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then so on until he had 4-second groups of this every time. Boom, 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 boom. And he did that whole song like that, and then went in and added drums afterwards. And for people that are like maybe watching this at home or listening right now that really maybe don't appreciate how crazy that is, the accolades that are heaped upon people like, you know, modern producers right now in hip hop, like Kanye and things like that, like those guys are genius in their own ways with those own pieces of equipment. But this would be the equivalent of like me saying, I'm going to take that giant Himalayan salt rock out there and another salt rock and boom, and this is going to be music or something. Like that's literally how insane of it is. Like, you know, that might not be the best metaphor for that, but
It reminds me of the first
crazy.
recordings that you and I did together, where I just had tape decks and
right.
mics, and we were
That's
playing
it.
fucking tapes against microphones.
Literally tapes against microphones.
I'd play a tape, and you'd rap into the microphone, and we'd record it on a second tape, and then I'd take that tape, put it back in the first tape, and do overdubs that same way.
That was it. And I remember you were
And
house
we
sitting.
just I totally stumbled upon that method.
Yeah, and it was like we
Like,
just kind of walked into
Recording from tape deck to tape deck, and
Yeah.
then using that tape to record from the tape deck to another tape deck, and
This would have been
building
like
tracks without a track player.
what year
of
was
any
that?
sort.
That was because I remember this.
It was after Rennie died.
Yeah.
because we were using the house out there, so probably 2003.
You were like house sitting at a
2002,
totally
summer
empty
2002.
house.
Summer 2002, the
2002.
year he died, probably.
It was I remember being
Maybe the next year,
pretty heavy
2003.
summer. But like I remember pulling up and I was like, "You ready?" You're like, "I got a room all set up." And I walked in and I had never sessioned before or anything. And it
Two
was,
powered Yamaha speakers and a fucking 8-channel mixer and 2 tape decks and a microphone.
and you were like, "You got beats?" And I was like,
You brought beats, right?
I was like, absolutely.
You feed the beats in, you rap over the beats, you record them on that
Yeah.
fucking tape there, you take that tape, you put it over there, you do overdubs.
Yeah. And then we played what I call beats. That's for the time. Like now I'd be like gross,
Casio beats.
Gross.
It's like,
fucking,
I brought my Casio keyboard. I mean, we can just set the
I remember
tempo
you.
and go.
I remember you being like,
I
"What
totally
if I just
did
set
that.
the tempo to
I
like
totally did that.
94?" Yeah.
I used to rap like a motherfucker.
Like that. And I was like, "Okay, let's
that.
do this." Yeah.
No.
But then we
Didn't get into salsa or anything.
No.
It was just like straight rock beat 4/4.
yeah.
Let me bang out 16.
Salsa. Give me that calypso. Let's go.
Nah, didn't know how to fuck with that
Yeah.
shit.
No, it was an interesting time though. But yeah, I was gonna say
I was gonna say.
the recording process. Fanny, do you remember your first session?
Yeah. Yeah, like
Brian
first
Else,
recording
for sure.
session ever.
So-
Definitely was Brian Else at Iron Road.
Brian Else was your first recording session.
Yeah.
That is
was.
so fucking funny to me because people that may not know, former guest of the show, friend of the show, Brian Else, Brian who else, producer of 400 fucking bands, literally, like
Check
more.
the Wikipedia.
Check
Yeah.
the Wikipedia. He's done it all for everyone, and I would think that he would be someone artists would like aspire to work with because of his track record and like his knowledge base and stuff like that. And so I think that's so crazy that like your first session was with Brian Else. That's crazy. Like
Yeah.
what was okay on a scale of 1 to Fanny? What was your intimidation level like with meeting Brian? Because like you're going in
She
there.
didn't know him. She thought he was an asshole.
Well, he is kind of an
He
asshole.
was an asshole. He's
but
still
I-
an asshole.
But he's like
I
the
saw him
best
tonight. He
guy.
was an asshole tonight too.
And now that you know him, he's still a fucking asshole. Yeah.
When we had him on
I
the
didn't
show,
know.
though,
He was an asshole.
we had him on. I just want to say this quick before I get you to, because so people understand in context what we're saying. He is kind of an asshole, but when we had him on the show,
He loves
I
being
knew,
an asshole.
yeah, I knew that going into it that he does like to whatever. Like his production style is to hammer you down into nothing, and then like he'll just crack the door open a bit of
That
admiration.
Sucks. That sucked.
Yep.
Do it again.
Yep.
Yeah, just a little
That
bit.
sucked. Do it again. That sucked. Do it again. It's like,
Yep.
that was okay. Do it again.
That was okay, and then
That was perfect.
So
Do
what
it
you just
again.
did there, do it again like that, but better.
yeah, and those.
Okay, because that's definitely like something you can work on. Just do
Is
it
it
better.
me?
Yes, I
Like,
can
you're
take
like,
those
is it
notes.
Yeah,
me?
is it me? So all the doubt
Is it
starts
me?
creeping in. But those that was okay. Those
Maybe I
comments
just don't know how to play.
when he cracks the door open a bit, and he's just like, yeah, that was okay. It was okay, kid, or whatever. Like
Do it
those
again.
those
Yeah.
okays are like life preservers way out
Completely.
in the ocean.
That
Just
is the
fucking
bucket
crazy.
of water on your house fire.
Yeah,
in the
like,
moment. Absolutely.
You're like, oh my god, thank you.
Totally.
And anyway,
Everything
but-
about it was intimidating.
but-
Like, I'd never done any of it at all. So like, to go in with somebody that's recorded a bunch of bands, a bunch of bands that
Yeah.
I listened to growing up and still listen to today, and always aspired to the concept that I could ever do anything like any of these guys,
Mm-hmm.
was intimidating for sure to walk into. And this was my first. I mean, Spree Colors was my first project being in a band at all. So the first time I ever sang into like a recording microphone was when we recorded our first CD.
wow.
I was
I was
Brian.
there.
And that like I
I
got
was in the building.
That's true. You were in the
I
building.
was sleeping on the floor of the jam space next
This
to the
was
studio.
this was
this is
pre.
the most punk rock story
because
ever.
I had
I was
because I was living in an RV under a bridge just outside the front door for a year and a half.
like a goddamn troll. That's what our grandma said.
No, well, yeah, Grandma did say that. She also said,
So when I want to send you a Christmas card, do I just send it to Guy McDonald under the bridge in Vancouver?
Yes.
And I said, yes.
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 What's your
Hastings Bridge.
Yeah.
Hastings.
Hastings.
Make sure you put Hastings.
Oh, Guy, I don't like the things you're doing with your life.
I love.
I'm fine.
I've
She
met
was
Grandma
good.
too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love her.
She was
so
gonna
hard.
She's
she was
sweet.
gonna cut a check for the bag lady outside the where were we? We at the oh yeah, this isn't gonna sound good. We were
Don't just stop. Don't.
we
Don't.
were in steaks at the keg, I believe, and she saw an old lady pushing a cart outside.
Older than her? Grandma's like
Probably
80.
not older.
Probably
than
not.
Probably not older than Grandma.
Elderly, but not
Yeah.
But she was like,
I
more
want to go
elderly.
write a check for that lady.
"No, Grandma, you don't have to go." write a
Grandma,
check
she
to that
doesn't
lady.
have a bank,
That
and,
woman
and
has
Money Mar will eat
that
all
woman
of
has
that.
a cart. All of her things are in a cart. She's happy.
Well, that was a massive
It's a bit of a
assumption.
stretch.
see that cart?
Yeah, that was
I
a
said,
lead. That was
I
a
said,
big
you see
lead.
that cart? I'm one step up from that cart.
Oh God, you said that to her?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, Guy.
Heart just falls out of her body.
At least
right in
mine
front
has
of
a
you.
roof.
Yeah. Like a goddamn troll under a bridge. She's so fucking funny, man.
She is. She's brilliant.
That's good. I forget what we were talking about, but I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever the fuck. I was gonna say theaters do suck, Fanny, and I always avoid
Yeah.
opening nights, especially because there's just fucking
that's
morons
that's
out there.
insanity. An opening night in a movie theater is
I wait.
like
weeks.
it's on my list of what I
Never
assume
opened.
happens.
2
in hell.
weeks on a fucking Monday night or something like
Can
that.
I,
2
weeks.
No one else can be there.
I
Can
want it
I,
to be the week before it leaves the theater on a Tuesday.
Yeah, in the afternoon. That's
Yeah,
the best fucking
matinee.
time.
Yeah.
For
Fanny,
sure.
you know what's up.
Yeah.
Can I
No
just
one else can
say
be there.
the best film I've ever seen in a theater, based on this context, was Hotel Transylvania 2, because no one was there. It was
Nice.
it could have been
I didn't even
10
know they
hours
made
of
it.
just
Yeah.
the fucking the channel bars.
What?
Yeah, someone put money into that.
That is
C-Mart.
The original
C-Mart
was
says-
amazing.
I can't believe that was a movie.
No one heard of the second one. I'm guessing it wasn't.
Why did you go to that?
How dare you besmirch the voiceover work of Adam Sandler? Yeah, no, I know. I see where you're coming from.
The last movie I saw in the theater was whatever the last Star Wars was. I'm not sorry, everybody
I
that
just
judges
saw
me for not
Ouija
knowing the
other
name
day.
of what the last Star
Ouija.
Wars was. But yeah, the last Star Wars, and it was on
You
a
say
Tuesday in the
Ouija.
afternoon.
I say
Nobody
Ouija.
in there. It was amazing. There was like 5 people in the entire theater.
Yeah, that's the best. Honestly,
great.
that is the best.
That's how I saw Star Wars in theater, and it was epic.
What the fuck?
Have you seen that? I don't know.
What?
This
What
guy
is
keeps on
happening
popping
over there
up.
now?
It's
Just
just
look
like,
over, like-
it's a guy reading people's Facebook posts, but
What is-
he'll pick a subject. And the other day it was Ouija, Ouija,
Yeah, right.
and everyone how they spell it wrong.
Oh,
and,
I saw that!
Right? Is this not ridiculous?
I saw
He
it.
does
I
this
saw
to
it.
a bunch of topics. He's absolutely gut-bustingly
Hold on,
funny.
this guy- this is
Reading
a guy
these
on
illiterate
Facebook?
people. Yes.
Yes.
This is a guy on Facebook. Can we look this guy up? What's
Probably.
his name? Okay, go ahead. Keep
It's
going.
in one of the I don't even know how.
Did
the
you
videos
post this
work
on
these
your
days.
thing?
You know when you click
Hey?
on one video and then all of a sudden you're in like a thread of fucking all kinds of videos.
Keeps going, yep.
Yeah, you'll find it somewhere in
You're
there.
in the tunnel, the vortex.
I don't know
I think
how.
I think they're called the virus. Yeah,
the virus.
yeah. These
And
videos
when it
went
goes
virus.
virus.
I'm looking this up.
One of those virus videos.
Jeez. Okay, keep going. Yeah. Did you post this at all, or did it just like a thread?
I didn't repost it. I just laughed about it.
Well, I'm looking
there
for
are a
it.
few things that come across my device that make me actually laugh, and that guy was making me laugh.
You make me laugh more than any of these things.
The first one I saw, he was talking about pregnancy, and people.
I saw
right?
that one too. It's like,
He's
am
like,
I pregnant?
I think I'm
I
pregnant.
might be pregnant.
He's like, I think I'm pregnant.
I think. Oh my god.
What are the signs of pregnancy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
get pregnant
But-
by doing
like,
this?
oh
What about
God.
this to get pregnant?
He's just like
You're
reading
oh god.
ridiculous, illiterate
True.
idiots.
Fact. I am a terrible speller, and I judge
are we
these
friendly?
people, and I'm the worst speller ever.
Are we friendly? Are we friendly or not? It's Mean Mug.
Get
the fuck out of here.
hate fuck right
That
out
window's
there.
not there for you.
Shake your fist.
Cheeto
Shake your fist angrily at him.
yelling at our studio window.
Give me something to throw.
Something to bash at the window with.
I'm looking this up, and you might be surprised, but writing funny Facebook status guy reads just doesn't pull up
No.
what
It's not
you
gonna
think.
work.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not
not.
specific enough.
I don't know what it's
not.
Fuck it.
It'll come across your. I guarantee you.
I imagine-
it's one of these viruses that come across your.
Yeah, it's like the Aussie Man
your Black
videos
Mirror.
that make my fucking life every time they pop up. If
Aussie
you've
Man
not
videos
seen
are
Aussie Man
very
videos,
funny.
Black
Yeah.
Mirror.
it just.
I'm getting into it.
Oh my god.
Black Mirror.
Every time he says shit mixed with that accent, I just.
Oh, the
It's just
Australian.
I
the
fucking
Australian.
love that guy. He's so entertaining.
I was gonna say, oh man, I had something. Oh, did you just see No Effects? Wait a minute, even better. Fanny, did you just miss out on seeing No Effects for the third goddamn time? Fourth time?
Fourth. I've had tickets, literally tickets in my hand, to go see NoFX 4 times in my life, and they're one of my favorite bands of all time. My first opportunity to see them was in '94. So like that's how long this saga has been plaguing my life. And every single time of the 4 times I have had tickets to go see NoFX, I have not been able to go due to
Really?
one unforeseen bullshittery reason or another. And yeah, I totally just missed NoFX on their first night here that I had tickets for.
What the
And couldn't go.
fuck?
Yeah.
It was super fun. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie to you.
I was supposed to go with this fucking guy and 2 other friends.
They're awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a punk show. They're sloppy. They're sloppy
But
out
they're-
on stage and
but
all that.
they're
But
fucking
honestly,
awesome
like,
sloppy.
listen,
as long as you're in
this
key,
is how the show
you're
started.
good, right? If you're in tune.
This is how the show started. You hear
Fat Mike.
the Time Warp fucking from the Rocky Horror Picture Show starts playing.
Don't tease me. Is that
So
really what
yes,
happened?
by the
Was
time
this
Are you
a-
just saying this to upset me?
was this
Or
in
now
the
you're gonna tell
I'm
me.
telling you,
Now you're gonna
fucking-
tell me Mickey Mouse was involved. and
So
I'm gonna
by
be
the
really
time
upset.
that the end of the Time Warp song ends, everyone in the crowd is singing along and
Of course
doing
they
the
are.
dance.
I'm doing the Time Warp.
The band is on stage fucking doing the dance, tuning their instruments and all that. Then the song stops. And then they spend 10 minutes just cracking jokes and
Yeah.
fucking having a great time.
Fat Mike
and
is
then the
entertaining
first
as
song
shit.
starts and the place fucking explodes. Like it's absolutely.
What did they open with?
I don't even remember. I don't
That
know.
upsets me. That
Were
you
they
can't
like?
give me this
Were they
I
like
was
that?
drunk before I left the house.
Is,
course
is that how? is that a? Fanny, is that how they opened the show all 4 times you've seen them? Or?
Yes,
No.
every single time. All 4 of
Dream
the
shows.
Dream
of
show.
the
And
9
then
times.
the
I
end
cried
of- the
when
end
I
of-
had to make the post on Facebook that I'm like, I've got a ticket. That I've got. I know it was after. It was after like a 14-hour day at work to go home to go to sleep to get up at 3 a.m. to go back to work because of just bullshit with work.
Yeah,
and,
they played till midnight. You would have been not.
Oh, there's no way.
sleeping.
There's no way.
sleep.
I don't do less than 8 hours of sleep. I definitely don't do 3 hours of sleep and then work. It would have just
They played for
not since the
almost
lupus.
2 hours. They
Not
couldn't-
since the lupus
What the
takes me
fuck?
down.
They don't do an encore
Wait a
either.
minute.
They play like an hour and then they take a 10-minute break and then they play another 45 minutes and it's just.
It's epic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You don't remember what they opened with though?
End with Eric Melvin
Upsetting.
playing the accordion for fucking 25
That is
minutes.
also amazing,
The
because
whole,
Eric
the whole
Melvin is the
crowd's like.
shit.
For like
It's
25
upsetting.
minutes. Like that's the.
Just carnival style, and I missed the whole entire. And I missed it again. It's upsetting.
Totally awesome. Like, it's
upsetting, man.
Awesome.
That
What-
might be the best 10 seconds of GIF-worthy material on the show I think we've ever had created, for sure. Like, without a doubt. If you're just listening to the audio of this, get ready, because that's special. Gtone side-to-side armed oddities style. Nice oddities reference. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm bitter. I'm not gonna lie.
hold on a second.
I don't think your other shows have this much fun.
No, this is top tier, for sure. They don't, actually.
Shelf.
Everyone looks so serious when they're.
Sure.
There's a lot of serious mentality, but then we have a lot of comedians on here, and it gets ridiculous.
Comedians are just serious, too serious.
Too serious for you? What are you trying to say, Gtone? Trying to
Everyone's
say
too fucking serious.
local musician? No, regional musician. Gtone. Yes.
International. fucking- International
Sensation. I
That's right.
believe
superstar.
this word sensation
another
needs
setup.
doesn't get thrown around enough.
Superstar.
I'm here with international superstar songwriter Gtonium,
It's more like.
and he has some words for the comedy scene in Vancouver.
Could be so serious.
It would be so serious. Coming up next on Real News, we have yeah.
Be funnier.
Coming up
You
on
need to be better than you are.
coming up next on Actual News. Saavedra.
Well, Tom Green. Did anyone go to Tom Green the other day? Has he fallen off? No one cares.
Didn't go to Tom
I
Green,
feel like
but
I didn't even know he was there. So
a couple friends of the
maybe?
show had some run-ins with him, and he was fucking awesome. He's super
I
cool.
bet. How could he not be?
Yeah,
He's one of those. He's like no effects. Fucking anything he does.
Tom-
Everyone knows his name. Everyone.
That's true.
Anything that comes out of his mouth is going to get laughed at.
That's true.
He's,
Yeah.
he's one
Tom-
of those guys
Give
who's
you that.
just
Tom
lumped
Green
up.
is
He's up there. He's up there.
Tom Green's such a fascinating guy in the industry because he really weathered the, lack of a better word, like the carrot top storm of bullshit that was thrown at him. Like when you're a punchline at the end of jokes in an industry sense, the way I just use carrot top like that, I don't even have any real feeling towards that particular performer. But the fact that I can say that and everyone knows the equivalent of what the fuck I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Tom Green was that towards the end of the 90s, because he was really avant-garde with his comedy choices. But you see people
Because he
like now,
could
like
poop on a mic.
right, like which is
Climbing
crazy.
into a dead animal on the side of the highway.
Right.
People just saw it as
Who
a
was doing that
buffoonery
before
as
Tom
opposed
Green? No
to
one was doing that before Tom Green.
Right, but then
How many people are doing that now?
a couple,
all of them.
yeah, all of them. Like
All of them.
you look at
Dead animals.
It's amazing.
no, not that one, but like if you look at like say
Oh.
a guy we love,
Traps.
Eric
Issues over
Andre.
there or what?
Now there are more issues outside. More issues outside
Oh,
in
it's
this
the
one.
electrical cleaning up.
They're filming Lucifer around the corner. That's why.
Satan's in
But
town.
a guy we love, Eric Andre, he does all this kind of like crazy, outrageous, shock fucking stuff, and he's super inspired by a guy like Tom Green. And Tom Green has,
Paved the way.
like I said, yeah, like he's
Opened the
weathered.
door.
He weathered the you're the laughing stock kind of joke, and then he pushed through it, and now he's like
Risen.
so.
Even before that,
He was always
he had his
respected,
own
but-
cable access show.
That's what I mean,
And then
yeah.
MTV gave him a spot because he was just blowing up.
He was the
He
real
blew
life.
up a cable access show.
He's the
No
real
one
life.
blows up a cable access show.
He's the real life Wayne's World.
Totally was just
he
thinking
is
that.
the
Yeah.
real
Words out
life
of mouth.
Wayne's
World.
World.
He-
He fucking destroyed it. Yeah.
You're right. No one blows up a cable access show, and he took it
Coming
from,
out of a hip hop group
yeah.
and a fucking
Dude.
he's like an amazing skateboarder too. Like
What's the name of his hip hop crew? Can you look that up real quick?
he was MC Face in
I just know the bars when he's just like,
check the
I got more
check
rhymes.
the OR.
you like it so far? Check the OR. You like it so
OR
far?
stands for organized rhyme.
Yeah, that's the name of the guy. Yeah.
Mom and dad are home.
Mom and dad are
Mom and dad are home.
Keep it down.
Keep it down, guys. Let's go.
Gonna need you to take the bass out of your,
Your voice, please. You too, Fan, with
I know.
your high treble,
Your super
mid bass.
bassy, mid
Yeah.
bass bass.
Hilarious though. He's got that one bar in that song where he's just like something about riding a horse like a equestrian, and then I'm like a pedestrian. What's this guy doing with his
Is
lips?
this vagina mouth? Is that what's happening?
What's going on here? We now have Gtone
Slopping.
Just schlucking.
trying to get his lips
Oh
in
my
a
god.
schlucking
Totally
motion.
introduced the kids at work.
Are you on mic? And
Schlucking and like
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You gotta schluck it out.
Oh yeah, they were like, all right, so
hold on,
I'm not
this
sure.
is our
Gtone.
boss.
Gtone, what's schlucking? Can you tell the camera? Let us know.
It's like another word for reaming or reaming would be like metal on metal, but schlucking would be like a wet schluck schluck schluck.
Like churning butter. If you were
Like churning butter,
the
but-
noise that the stick and the thing
the noise.
would make is the schluck.
The schluck.
The schluck.
Oh, so it's like onomatopoeia, where it's
Onomatopoeia,
like it's like click, boom, pop.
Sounds
Yeah.
sounds like it sounds.
Sounds like it sounds. Yeah.
Schluck.
Schluck.
Yeah.
Jeez, that don't sound Yiddish. Kind of.
Schlocka schlocka.
It's never in reference to anything.
I was schlocking this broad.
It's never in reference to anything.
Don't say
like,
good.
Top drawer. It's always in reference to something lowbrow.
Wait a minute.
Lowbrow.
What's in the top drawer though?
In the top drawer of schlucking? What would the top drawer of schlucking be? Right? I don't even think there is a top drawer. I don't think schluck
Just a
has
fine
a top drawer.
silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think schluck's pretty
Zero schlucks.
pretty down there.
Zero schlucks above the table.
I've never used that
It's always below the table.
or
for
heard
sure.
that verb until
Oh,
this
God,
moment.
yeah.
I might throw her out there.
It's a staple in the bus for sure.
I definitely schlucked that ad at the beginning of the show with
schlucked
Saavedra.
that out.
We schlucked that thing.
Did we?
Right into that.
Schlucked that ad for sure.
You're using it right.
It sounded sloppy.
Doesn't that sounds sloppy?
That sounded schlocky.
Yeah, that
for
didn't
sure.
sound right.
Schlucked it out with
Yeah.
schlop.
I think you got me on that. Gee, that motion though.
That's the motion.
That's why I said reaming.
And
It's like
it's always
Do that again. Do that
It's always
motion.
sexual. It's always sexual in
Jesus
nature
Christ.
when we're having
you
these.
imagine the schluck.
The schlucking.
It's always a
how,
schluck.
The schlucker?
how lesbians do it. Like,
How?
Oh my god.
oh
I don't
no.
think you can do that.
You have to say allegedly. You can't.
train wreck?
What are you train
You train
wreck?
wreck?
What are you,
That's
train
just
wreck?
how I've had sex
Oh
with
my God.
lesbians. I just assumed that it was
That's
okay
how
to
I've
say
had
that.
sex with
Oh, okay. There you
Yeah.
go.
Makes it okay, right?
Carte blanche.
Now we're talking.
Now we're
See?
talking.
That's
That's
what
how
I'm
you do
saying.
it.
So these lesbians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get real serious here. Let's talk about yeah.
I've been schlucked by a lesbian. I'm allowed to say that.
Schlucked?
She's been schlucked,
It's allowed.
When you're in a top tier position of schlucking.
so it's not a new thing.
If you're getting schlucked, You're the
You've
bottom.
been schlucked.
the schlucker is
know
the
what the-
top.
Schlucker.
Really, it's a
There's the
sound.
schlucker and the schlucky.
Like I come from a long line of schluckers.
When you hear the sound, schluck, 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 you're like, I think I'm being schlucked.
Oh, you just hear it first, and then
Well,
you
it's-
realize.
The name of
I'm
the
pretty
act
sure you'd
is
know it was
definitely
happening.
in
Like, I
reference
don't
to the
think
sound
this
of
is
the
not-
action.
It's not the sort of event that you're just gonna like sleep through and
Are
be
we
like,
cut-
oh,
are
what?
we cut-
Like you're aware
this-
from the get go that this is happening.
Are we train wrecking?
Hilarious. Which is quite the double entendre, actually, which is fucking hilarious. So good. Just as yeah, don't get that on camera.
You
Hilarious.
get delusions of grandeur. He'll make you think about it too much.
I'm just gonna say that if you're someone who only listens to the audio of this, you know, God love you because we appreciate it. But
you're missing out.
but you're missing out this week for sure.
the visual.
For sure.
the visual.
It adds another dimension. Just completely.
The dimension.
I think it might be time if we. That might have to be part of it now
That
too. I
happened.
think.
Breakdown.
Hey, that was beautiful.
What happens when we hang out?
And next week, this is going into the segment that we literally had thrown at us last week. So last week, our guest was Macca, and Macca suggested with C-Mart and Saavedra that we have a segment called Ask MD. So we're gonna reach out for questions.
Does it have to be health questions?
I
Be any kind of
I
question.
fucking doubt it.
Ask the medical doctor. Ask the medical
I doubt
doctor.
it. Yeah.
Seems unlikely.
Seems crazy unlikely. Yeah. So I mean, right now, if
Into it.
we last week on air, we decided to sing a sample that would be the jingle for this section. So if we could just be quiet for a few seconds here,
Yeah,
while
I
this
don't
pops
think
in. If
I
you
don't
just
know if that's even possible.
here we go,
Can we do that?
and the jingle right now.
Can I rip a beat?
Oh shit! No, that was pretty good, right? You like that? That was pretty good.
What sounds?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Well, you heard it. Boom, boom. And now next week we'll throw those drums in you. Dude. You like sound like a deuce transformer
Did you get that?
noises.
Did you get
Did you get
that?
the helicopter noises from earlier?
Some kind of
You need to pan this one left and this one right, and I'm gonna go.
sounds like a hellish schlucker.
Hellish.
Some kind of
A hellish
schlucker.
A very bad one.
A very
It's just aggressive violence.
terrible, aggressive hellish schlucker.
Panoramic of schluck.
So this week's Ask MD, C-Mart, you're not on mic, but do you have the question? Saavedra, do you have the question? So I'm going to answer this
for
question.
MD.
So what's this question?
The question would be:
Oh
the
God.
Habs lost 10-0.
Oh,
Can you
fuck.
explain why?
Well,
Thank
this is the biggest, best debut of this question I can imagine. All right. All right. Well,
This actually happened, I take it? Like, I don't.
Yes.
Does it have to do with living in the past?
So just like 10-0 situation? Okay, 10-0. And who,
Sounds like they got schlucked
and
right
who,
the
and
fuck
who
out.
delivered this raping?
The Columbus Blue Jackets.
And aren't they really, really awful?
Aren't they new to the hockey?
Aren't they terrible on top of everything else? Like, isn't this just savagery? Like, I feel like it's a big deal. Seems like it's a big
I don't
deal.
know.
I can't see it from here,
She doesn't
but-
know anything about
I don't know
hockey.
anything about hockey, but it
Sounds to us.
sounds like
I can't see it from here, but I just imagine
sounds like a
the
complete-
camera's right on me, just
seems like a
eating up
complete
my
pillage.
reactions.
Zooming in,
Yeah.
seething.
Well, here's what happened.
Oh,
Person who
go
wrote
goal
that
by
question. Person who wrote that question.
by goal?
What was the actual question again, though? I'll answer it right now. What was it?
The Habs lost 10-0. Can you explain?
Can I
why?
explain it?
why? Why
here's
and
the thing.
how did they lose 10?
Listen, last season we started off a strong 9-0, came to Vancouver, got shit kicked 5-1. Carey Price got injured, didn't play again until this year. This year we start off again strong, fucking 8-0. 8-0, got 9-0 going, fucking looking good. Suddenly we realize we have a back-to-back game. So what do? Do they start Price twice in 2 nights, possibly tire him out, lose on national television on Saturday, or do they play him his backup against the Columbus Blue Jackets on the Friday the night before?
who is Price?
Carry goddamn God Force, God King Price.
Is this the goalie? Is this the keeper? Is
Yes.
that what's happening? Okay.
Obviously, you're not aware. That's
Is he
okay.
the
He's the
captain?
greatest of all
Is he
time.
the captain?
It's not a big deal. Is he the captain?
Like Luongo?
He-
Like Luongo was the captain. and
Nothing
the
like
goalie?
Luongo.
Same
at all.
sort of thing. Does he have his hair?
Yes, he's a young fella. He's a young fella. He's not as greasy. I'll tell you that.
Well,
much.
then that's just
Yeah.
really that's
So here, can I
someone got
explain that?
schlucked by a
Can I
puck.
explain that? Short answer. Well, they really just wanted to sacrifice the confidence of Al Montoya. Rest in peace. He did well, but 10-0. He got shelled. He's the backup goaltender for the Montreal Canadiens franchise in the National Hockey League.
okay.
Fanny.
And he's the one that got trounced 10-0.
10-0. The crazy thing about this is traditionally in hockey, you allow only a certain number of goals will be allowed by the head coach before you pull a goaltender to save their ego and
Yes.
confidence, right? In this case, because the backup was only playing to rest our starter Carey Price,
There was no pulling.
they just were like after
it.
the second period, it was 8-0. They were like, "You're just gonna eat this one, kid." 10-0 coming up.
Oh my god!
It tastes like crow,
Savage.
and that's what I've been eating
This poor
all.
little,
Tastes
this
like
poor little
shame.
bastard is
Week.
just
Tastes
never
like
gonna live
shame.
that
Yeah.
up.
So the weird thing about this though is that they
His
were
mom was
they were
watching the
completely
video, she was.
they're completely undefeated going into this, right? So to lose 10-0 was like the odds on losing 10-0 at all, just on any time of the season, is crazy. But when you're undefeated 9-0, is
more
like
points than they have wins.
yeah. So that's the thing. Like
Is
they
it more
scored-
points collectively than they have like in those 9 wins too? Because that is possible.
It's been
Mathematically
bad.
speaking,
I
it's
have
possible.
I have been attacked on every single level of communication. I'm expecting
Imagine-
mail in a couple days.
Yeah.
There's going to be a few letters, I'm sure, in
Your
a few
grandma's gonna
days.
send you a check and be worried about you.
No, this is a real story.
Will it find you? Is the question.
My real off the fucking grid. I'll tell you this. This is a real story. My
send it to
grandfather,
Under the Bridge.
on my mom's side was a diehard Habs fan, and one year he went to work and he was the only Habs fan at work that I remember correctly, and all the people at his work were Leafs fans, and he showed up and all his family's back in South Africa and whatnot, and so he got a notice for a telegram. So at this point, he's like, "Oh shit, who died? Like someone died." So it's a really sad thing. And he gets a telegram, a fucking telegram, right? This is a while back. So he gets a telegram, and it says like, "Sorry for your loss. The Habs haven't made the playoffs this year. Stop."
Full stop.
Yeah, stop.
Stop.
Maybe you should stop being a Habs fan. Stop. Again, stop. So I've never
Oh,
forgot
just
that story.
stop,
man.
stop.
But imagine this, So sometimes, occasionally, I'll send friends of other teams bereavement cards when their teams don't make the playoffs or when they get eliminated. That's my favorite thing because they're just starting to recover. That's why I'm waiting. Any fucking day now, there's gonna be a savage note or something. Because just when you're like, well, they had a good run. It's like you get this crazy. Oh, what's this letter? Oh, nice one. So like a wedding or something? No, just crushes you, hits you in the gut.
Be better if somebody sent you like a gorilla gram and then like a dude in a gorilla on a pit pavement.
Just
It's like,
comes in.
Habs lost.
Habs lost. Yeah.
Floating.
Habs lost. Habs lost.
Totes floats.
Yeah.
Toast floats, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys tuning in every week.
like we're coming to the end here.
Spree Killers,
We don't have any more questions.
Skeeter and the Deets. If you guys were wanting to be followed online, see how I changed that up? Mac asked me to change it.
.com.
If you guys-
.ca.
Spreekillers.com. And Skeeter and the Deets can be found as well.
Skeeter and the Deets.ca.
That's fucking so sweet. I like that. Kick Rocks Records is the label. You guys want to check that out?
Is that a .com?
kickrockrecords.com.
Domains all day. You want to look at these websites, folks? We're gonna throw down the links in the description, and you guys will be able to check it out there. Fanny and Gtone, do you guys have individual places people can follow you?
I would like to say check out the Whammies.
Oh, right.
Nominations are going on for the Whammies again.
We're sitting here with 2015's best punk band in Vancouver, the Whammies winners of Best Punk Band 2015, Spree Killers. And this year,
We're hoping the album
Yeah,
gets
we were
the nod
nominated
this year.
for the album this year. And
wow.
It was
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. And that we're really excited about because that's being recognized for the actual music.
The music.
For
It's
the
about
music
the
that
music.
you've created, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Also, playing with the Dwarves at SBC.
How can we forget to
December
mention this?
Third.
3rd.
I should
Yeah,
definitely
with the
mention.
goons.
Definitely.
Legion of Goons, Beaverette, Spree Killers, the
The
Dwarves.
Dwarves.
If you don't know the Dwarves, look them up.
Black Dahlia.
I gotta say, I actually was
Handsome
like
bastard.
so proud when I read that you guys got that slot because that's a huge get. That's a good look.
That's a game changer.
It's
Big
a nice slut.
I'm
For sure.
I'm the person that gets mildly dumbfounded by being surrounded by that level of talent and people that I've admired for years and listened to for years. But having the opportunity to actually like meet Black Dahlia and share the stage with him is going to be
This side of the bus said syphilis is still
it's
alive.
going to be aggressive. It is, and well.
What?
Just saying that. I didn't realize.
That it's an ongoing issue.
didn't
Syphilis,
realize.
for sure.
The bus that
Just think it
passed
was
outside
gone.
the window.
I've never had a sexually transmitted disease. It may be because
know of.
I haven't had lots of sex with strangers.
Coming up next on Actual News, we have
It's a Vancouver band too.
it's a Vancouver, yeah,
Sex with strangers.
Sex with Strangers. It is.
I thought
yeah.
you meant syphilis. I was like, that's
I thought you meant syphilis is still alive.
that should be a band name.
So for an album title or
New
something.
side project.
Quick details on that.
Syphilis is still alive.
Quick details on that dwarf show. What was the name of that show?
It's going to be
the date?
December
SBC.
3rd at SBC.
The historic SBC, that's the, they don't call it the Smiling Buddha Cabaret anymore because of trademarks and whatnot, but it is SBC. Half of the building is a gigantic skateboard ramp.
That's right.
Which
yeah.
And the other half is a wonderful gathering spot.
And the
Reminds me of-
stage has recently been expanded.
The stage is at the backside of the
Cecil English
Cecil
does
English
sound,
is doing sound.
and it's
This guy has
just
been doing sound
amazing.
forever and is an
He's
amazing guy.
Just a fantastic guy to work with.
The sound. Oh,
Reminds me
We're
of the.
filming a video,
Run
so
SBC.
we're doing Spree
Right
Killer's
in the
first ever
heart
video
of
shoot.
everything they're
At
doing
that
good
show?
down on
And what's
Hastings.
that? What's that day again?
December 3rd, Saturday.
Hastings in Maine, bud.
Awesome.
Saturday, December 3rd.
Got a couple shows to announce here. We are actually really proud to announce that we are the media sponsors for Rocket from Russia Presents show.
Nice.
We love
Tim.
Russian Tim's. I've been our
That's
friend
gotta
for
be
like
December
10 plus years now.
10th or something.
December 10th, which is a Saturday. It's going to be at the Media Club. Definitely friends of, with that venue. We love those guys over there. It's going to be Greatest Sons headlining, Contra Code, You Big Idiot, The Core, Anthems. We definitely want you guys to check it out. December 10th. That's a Saturday. It's awesome. There's
Very
going to be an
exciting.
after party at the Hyde restaurant, apparently. So that's going to be awesome, too.
I don't know if I should say this. Ellesmere was supposed to be on that bill,
Yes.
but our drummer Jordan's fiance
Yeah, some sad news there. Yeah.
is dealing with some medical issues, so we couldn't deal with that right now.
Yeah, I was saddened to hear you guys weren't going to be on the bill, but once I found out why, I was, our thoughts are with Jordan Straker and his family. They're really, really good people. Just one of the really stand-up guys we know, and
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Look
just-
them up. There's,
There's
a
a
GoFundMe to help
GoFundMe
them go through
to help
their.
them. Yep.
Yeah, you know what?
I'll to what they're going
Let's
through.
we'll throw that on there too. We'll throw that in the links too as well. I want to say, a couple of other shows to announce. This November 24th, Macca will be headlining, and I'll be spinning for him at Alexander Gastown, which is a great fucking venue. They always put on live hip hop, and in this case, Macca being a grime artist, it's basically a dance party. You guys want to come out and enjoy yourselves? Lots
Grime
of bass.
artist?
Yeah, it's gonna be
You
super
want to
dope.
explain it?
I don't know what that means.
You guys don't know. Well, grime is a offshoot of the UK garage dance trip hop scene, like EDM kind of stuff. But it's
You want to explain
rap.
EDM?
Why don't you explain guitars? Trying to explain guitars? Fuck. Jesus. Yeah. Anyway.
If anybody's looking for something, if
Yeah.
anybody's looking for something to do on Thursday, since Friday's a holiday and all, Thursday night at Pat's Pub, Brimstone Moth and Thrashers is presenting Savage Henry and the Infamous One Pounders out of the Tune.
Brimstone
Tune.
Moth is Fanny's production company.
Brimstone Moth. We didn't even get a chance to talk
Promotion
about that.
Yeah, that's all right.
You'll have to come back on when
Yeah,
Gtone doesn't
but
yell.
Thursday, 10th November, Pat's Pub, Savage Henry, the Infamous One
Was I
Pounders.
too boisterous at this?
With daddy issues and
and dad are home.
the Narnars from Victoria.
The fucking nice. Hey,
Super.
Thursday at
Whose
Pat's
new
Pub.
album, Chronicles of Narnia.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Narnicles
Narnicles
of
of
Crania.
Crania.
That's what it is. Narnicles of Crania.
Good band
And
name.
it's an amazing. That's the
Narnars.
album name. It's the
Narnicles
Narnars is the
of
band. It's
Crania.
an amazing album.
And
Check that shit out.
let's see. I'll
I think it's
also.
free online.
Savage Henry and the Infamous One Pounders from Saskatoon, bud. You like that misogynistic type of stuff.
I'm just trying to remember all these dates. So, November 26th with Macca and November
Roadhead.
November 24th with Macca at Alexander Gastown. You come check out the show. Let us know.
Who doesn't want Roadhead?
We'll guest list you on the show if you guys want to come out. And on the 26th, that same week, I'm also spinning for Mizzy at the Media Club. So we have a tremendous lineup of shows. Super excited. A lot of stuff coming up. December's really busy too, but can't wait. If you guys want to come see us live, just come say hello. We'd love to have a drink with you with one of our shows. And I don't know if I can actually mention this yet because it's not official, but we have a major liquor sponsor for Macca's headline show. Something that makes sense with me, maybe, perhaps. I don't want to say more than that. Don't say anything more. But
Brown liquor.
Once it comes out,
Brown liquor.
we'll let it happen. Saavedra, how can people follow you if they want to follow you online, sir?
Hi, follow me at the Saavedra on Twitter.
That's excellent, man.
Whiskey.
You're killing it. And C-Mart, unmiked today. How can people follow you? Is it a thing? Nope, people can't do that. All right. And if you want to follow our podcast, you can do so by going to intergalacticinterviews.com. We're available on iTunes and Stitcher. And this guy going to talk over the only plug I have to do for the goddamn show? Is that what's going to happen? I'm not trying to be that. I'm just trying to be this guy.
$5 bill.
What are you singing that for? What's that?
It's about whiskey, bud.
Oh.
We said something about brown
Thought you
liquor
like it.
and it turned into rye whiskey, and here we are.
Whiskey, Johnny.
Nope.
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 Whiskey made me lose my clothes. All right.
If the ocean was whiskey and I were a duck, I'd swim to the bottom and never come up. But the ocean ain't whiskey and I ain't a duck. So I play my jack of diamonds and trust to my luck.
This guy right here. Come on, let's give it up. That's pretty good. If you guys want to follow the podcast, you can do so at intergalacticinterviews.com. We're available on iTunes, on Stitcher, and on SoundCloud. We're also available worldwide to be reached anytime, global folks. So you just shoot us an email, intergalacticinterviews@gmail.com. And because we have this new little segment, and it obviously is just meant to ridicule me in some fashion, please
Yes.
go ahead.
So we're all really for it.
Yeah, I guess.
Hockey?
What?
Is it going to be hockey?
Are you fucking...
No.
Are you...
Is it going to be hockey questions all the time? You lost me on the hockey. You lost me on the hockey questions.
Are you brand new to the earth? No, it's not about hockey. Jesus Christ. No.
What are you, basic?
Listen, what's so hard about getting it right the first time with no explanation? You're like, you didn't tell me. I'm like, yeah,
I get it now.
yeah, no.
Now that I've been scolded about it.
No, just kidding. Just kidding. The vampires. The vampire. Yeah, I creepily touched Gtone once years ago singing that, and I've never lived it down. Yeah, all the vampire. Anyway, yeah, it's weird.
A little heart to heart with Tom Petty there.
And I was,
Gratefully,
Yeah.
gratefully touched each other.
I like touched his hand. Touched his hand a little too close to the wrist, and he's like, that was a little odd. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate this.
Thank you.
See you all next week.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Woo.